Here we have Mark, David, and John. Mark and David are co-founders of 3C Bio. They're building mobile COVID-19 diagnostics labs. And John was the CEO and co-founder of Lucira Health, a biotech company that offers disposable test kits to detect RNA and DNA of infectious diseases. And we have worked together for the last 4 months, and I will let you three take it from here, and I'm going to disappear.
Sounds great. Hi, Mark. Hi, David. So I was thinking maybe we start off a little bit about each of your personal stories and backgrounds before we get into the problem that you're solving.
I think you're muted, David.
Oh, no, I'm here. I thought you were going first, Mark. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, well, back a few months ago, I'm an artist and deal with complex systems, creating kind of extreme scale, city scale projects around the world. And when the pandemic kicked up, we decided that we had to do something. I called Mark up. He was a friend that had worked on one of my projects years ago, and he had really deep experience in biotech. So I thought he could answer some questions for me. And we decided to join forces. And that's how 3C Bio was born. My specialties are systems integration and complex projects working with various technologies, information, biology for some of my pieces, and kind of a really, my knowledge is an ocean wide and maybe a meter deep. So, Mark?
Yeah, my background, I have a PhD in bioengineering, some operations background, and much of my career has been in capital markets. I was a venture capitalist for over a decade with a couple of good firms, founded one of them. And then a lot of what I've done since then, and as a venture capitalist, has been being the business coach to the scientific or technical founder, taking an idea, working with someone the way I work with David, and whether I'm a venture investor or in this case the CEO, working with them to take their ideas, get it fully formed into a company, get it funded and launched.
That's great. And Mark, you also are, I believe, a Kauffman Fellow, and you've been in the venture world. And from my experience with you, I've been highly impressed with the depth of your network, and it's been very impressive. So
stick around long enough, you make some friends in the business. I was a Kauffman Fellow at Arch Venture Partners and co-founded a group called Rivervest Venture Partners, and both have been very successful. I think the first is around Fund 8, billions under management, and the newbie, even Rivervest today, is on Fund 4 with almost $1 billion under management.
That's perfect. So let's move into the COVID problem. Everyone's well familiar with it. So you guys are taking a fresh perspective on solving this. Maybe you could talk a little bit about what 3C Bio is doing.
Yeah, so 3C Bio is bringing massive scale testing to congregate settings, whether they be universities, the workplace, recreational or social settings, but places where, hundreds to thousands, in some cases, as we grow, tens of thousands of people want to gather and to do it safely. We have built a platform that we believe can help us to reopen the economy safely by providing massive scale testing at these settings. So before you go into a workplace, testing everyone and then doing repeat testing on a the appropriate basis to ensure that there's no one left behind who's infected. And so, there's a lot of other approaches to testing where we're distinguished is by bringing scale to the setting so that you can get everyone in one fell swoop and leave no uninfected or, including no asymptomatic infected people behind. What we're not doing is we're not testing as part of providing healthcare. That's, in some cases our labs will be used for that. That's, it's the same technology. But what's different about most of the testing that's been done up until now is it's for finding out if somebody's sick. We're not trying to our primary focus isn't on treating the disease. It's on just making sure that an environment is safe.
So it sounds like you're thinking of concerts, cruise ships, in these types of settings. Is that correct?
That is down the road, yes. You know, I think immediate opportunities at scale are universities, factories. You know, there's been these terrible problems in meatpacking factories. There's no way to run them without everyone being close together. And you know, today they're testing individual people when they become sick. It's not effective, and you end up chasing, you know, that you end up chasing your own tail, because by the time you find out one person is infected, they've already infected a few others. So being able to show up, test everyone in one day and get the answers back right away, you know, will be the game changer.
Yep. And so you guys are just starting off. I was wondering, you've created a very strong complementary team. I was wondering if you guys could speak to the product stage and kind of what you're looking to raise, and what each of the fund raising levels would allow you to achieve with your launch and product development.
Yeah, well, our initial plan was to raise $2 million, and with that, to build our first 2 labs, sell one overseas. Our plan is to operate laboratories in the US and to sell laboratories for others to operate outside the US, so we're not getting dragged into multiple regulatory environments. David, did you want to pipe in on this?
Yeah, and as to where we are as far as labs, we started our designs in April. We have 3 different lab designs now, and so we're at this point waiting for capital to start buying our equipment and starting construction. We've gone through several iterations of the designs, refining it each time that we go through it, to make assembly faster, to make the labs themselves more efficient and more self-sufficient as well. That's a really important matter with the labs, is to make them so they are independent. So it doesn't matter where they are, they can pull up on location and operate almost immediately.
That's great. So it's also going to allow labs that are already operating to quickly expand their capacity into much larger numbers without having to put in that physical CapEx expenditure of expanding a building. So it's really fascinating. So I think we're almost out of time here. Do you guys have anything that we should, comments or last thoughts for the audience today?
Yeah, one I just want to get into is the unit economics of this business, which are rather striking, because this business is designed to be massively scalable. You know, we're building labs in a footprint where we can keep building labs without having to work with bricks and mortar. And so each lab costs about $500,000 to build and put into service, but can generate 15 to 30 million in annual revenue at very modest testing numbers. So it's because we combine very high volumes with high margins. It's a hell of a business, and the demand for what we're providing is just exploding massively as the ability to test has increased within the country. The demand has only expanded as we've come to realize how important it is to test in these other more massive settings.
Well, you guys are definitely identified a huge opportunity, an immense problem for the United States and the world. And, I wish you the best of luck. I really look forward to seeing all the progress you guys are going to have over the next year. So thank you so much for joining us today, and best of luck.
All right, thank you, thank you for all the help you've given us along the way. It's been really fun working together.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, thanks to the XX Fund as well. Thanks, John.